Oh, yeah. It's time to talk. You guys ready to talk? Yeah. So it was a good weekend of fights overall. Good weekend of fights. Lots to discuss, though. The repercussions is crazy. Because it don't even sound like Terrence want to retire. I don't know. I just figured that he want to wrap it up right after that. I figured that he might be like, yo, I mean, it really ain't a whole lot left to do. You know what I mean? 3-time undisputed. We ain't going to see another one of those. And if we do, it ain't going to be for a while. Jonah, what it do? I can't read that. What that say? Lucius, what it do? Juan, what it do? Timo, don't care. Mike, what it do? Gary, what it do? Yeah, man. That was a masterclass, man. That was like the perfect fight. He fought the perfect fight. You know, he proved me wrong because I just thought it's gonna be too much, man. The weight, it's gonna be too much. That's what I thought. I took a very matter of fact kind of stance on it. They're like, yeah, that's a lot, man. You know, but he did it, man. And one thing that I guess I thought that was true, and you could see that from how he reacted when he won, is yeah, you know, people been taking shots at him for years. And for what? All he ever wanted to do was fight these motherfuckers, you feel me? And they didn't want to do that. They tried to turn him into like, oh, he a bad guy or something because, oh, because he was with Top Rank. Oh, because of the side of the street. Because of the, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. SMB, what it do? Danny, what it do? Gary, what it do? Yeah, I mean? So he's still hungry. What came across from that is that dude's still hungry, you know? He still felt like he had things to prove. He still feel like, nah, I gotta, you know, that Spence win is not enough. You know? This is more than enough. If he want to keep adding to that, it's just that's crazy because that dude is 37 going on 38. You know what I mean? I guess, you know, it ain't like it's a lot of people in a hurry to fight Yanni back, right? It's hard to say that he can't do something, you know? Behind that, it's hard to say that, oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because he really fought like the perfect fight. He fought the perfect fight. Fotex, he'll be 38 next week. Carlos Diaz, what it do? They're just excuses to avoid Bud. Yanni Beck would be tough for him. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Because, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that. Would that be tough? Would it? I don't know. I mean, Denzel Bentley did pretty good, and he's no Terrence Crawford. You know? You know, I don't care if this fight lost Lister. Give me Canelo versus Benavidez. Coach Malachi, what it do, man? Big weekend of boxing, bro. I was mad they put that motherfucker on Facebook, man. Because I woke up. I set an alarm to wake up to try to set everything up. I got an Amazon Fire TV. So I go on Silk. The Silk app is for you to be able to use the World Wide Web via your TV, your Amazon Fire TV. I go on Silk, I put in Facebook, like all of that shit came up, but for some reason the live fight, it was not there. Like I looked on my phone and I'm like, nah, the shit for the live fight is right there on the Top Rank shit. But when I pulled that same page up, same Top Rank page, that shit was not on there. I could not watch it on my TV. I was fucking pissed, man. I'm not deflated. I'm fucking tired, dog. I did a 7-hour live yesterday. I slept for 4 hours. I woke up like what, 6? trying to set that shit up. Couldn't set the shit up. Watched the Inui fight. Fell asleep. Next episode of the relay is already ready to go. You know what I mean? Did Ricky? Yeah, that's what I heard, man. That shit is so sad, bro. That shit is so sad, dog. That was horrible news to wake up to, man. But that's what they saying. That is what I read in a couple of things. That that's the word on the street over there. That shit is mad sad, man. Horrible, man. God bless the dead, Ricky Hatton, bro. Bro just lost all that weight too. Yeah, man. Like, you just don't be knowing what people dealing with. You know what I mean? People be dealing with stuff. People be fighting battles nobody know about. That shit's sad, man. 46 is young, man. That's not old, man. He was just working out. Yeah. That's young, man. 46? That's crazy. God bless the dead, Ricky Hatton, man. That shit crazy. God bless him and his family. That's all I could say. I know they can't be taking that shit easy, man. They cannot be taking that shit easy at all. It's never easy, you know. But even, let alone circumstances like that. But people be dealing with stuff, man. R.I.P. Ricky, yeah, man. That shit's sad than a motherfucker, man. There's only one Ricky Hatton. What it do, bro?
Yeah, man. Sad day in boxing, man.
Yeah, man. That shit terrible, bro. But
46, man.
Yeah, that's young, bro. That's young. That's not.
Nah.
That's crazy, man. But people be dealing with stuff, man.
Yeah, man. It just goes to show you gotta check on your peoples, man.
Yeah, gotta check on your people, man. That shit's sad than a motherfucker, but what schooled that motherfucker, man? He made MJ look like he wasn't shit.
Yep.
Hey, did Ricky offer himself?
Eso es lo que están diciendo.
Shit, damn.
Eso es lo que están diciendo. When I looked it up, eso es lo que estaba saliendo de ahí. That's the rumor. That's crazy, man. Pobrecito, man, ese tipo, man.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of sad because you remember I was barely getting into boxing when he went through Floyd and then Pacquiao, and then they said that he spiraled out of control. Like, he started doing drugs, overweight. It reminds me of Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Like, damn, poor guy, man.
Yeah, eso da pena, man, porque it's a state of, like, I don't really try to understand it because they just in a state of mind, man. Like, that's all I see about it. That it's not something that it's not something that I can imagine. You know what I mean? They in a different place psychologically when they going through that. It's sad, bro. It's just sad. Like, come on, man, don't do that. People love you, man.
They take it for granted, man. They don't see that there's people that still care about them and they want them around, but they don't feel that way for some reason.
Eso es química, man. Eso, because eso algo, I'm not an expert. I don't try to understand it. For me, it's very difficult to understand that could be going on in somebody's mind, But yeah, it's a state of mind, man. It's a state of mind. I can't understand it, It's not for me to understand. That shit's sad, though, man.
Let's remember for the great things he did for boxing, man. Because, like, that was the first guy that got me to British boxing. When I got fresh out of high school, man, that was a guy that really introduced me. Before Amir Khan, before AJ or Carl Froch, it was Hatton.
Who's talking to me from a Dixie cup?
Wait, was that me? Did I sound like that?
Yeah, I hear some old shit. Change the battery in your smoke alarm, Virtuoso.
That ain't me.
That ain't me either, bro.
What
I'm,
what about
I'm
now? Can you
Rod.
hear me better
It's
now?
only 3 people up here, and it's not me, bro. So it's one of y'all. I
I'll
heard
be
that
on.
shit.
I'll be
Fix the
honest. I'm
soundboard.
I'm fucking raw dogging the fucking fire alarm, bro. Fuck it.
Nah, man, but yeah, you know what? Schooled that motherfucker, man. He took that motherfucker. He gave that motherfucker a boxing lesson, bro. It's one point in the fight. I laughed my ass off this morning. It's late in the fight. I don't know if it's like round 9. It's like somewhere around there. He, he just stood there and looked at him like that. He just looking at MJ like he did some bullshit. And MJ like, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to jump in because he don't want to get hit. And you know, just like that, like just
Yo,
looking
but
at
he
him
mad
posing.
little. He's mad little compared to Inoue.
Yo, that shit was dumb funny, dog. Like, cause he talked a lot of shit though, MJ. Like he did him, Eddie Hearn. They talked a lot of shit, man.
It's not looking too good, man.
So that's a part of the question of the night, or one of the questions of the night. Was that, in your opinion, Virtuoso? Was that harder than the Stephen Fulton fight?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't know, man, because I feel like they're just one and the same. Like, both of them didn't bring anything to the table. It just like in a way wasn't any type of danger whatsoever.
He wasn't. He wasn't. Undefeated, same question. In your opinion, was that easier or more difficult than the Stephen Fulton fight?
Honestly, I didn't watch the fight, bro. I was still up crying from that embarrassing loss,
Oh
bro.
Yeah,
You
God,
that
know,
man! Don't
you know
remind
how
me.
you know how bad and how sad I was, bro. I couldn't even jerk off. I couldn't. Like
Nah,
that's
I'm gonna be honest. That look,
I
I'm
cried
still
while
a
jerking
Canelo.
off.
I'm still a Canelo fan. Why? Because he's a good ambassador. He lost. It is
yeah.
what it is. I don't give a fuck if he lost. That pussy ass shit about I ain't never gonna lose. That's what fucked up boxing. It's the guys like Canelo that brought it back.
I
Fuck is you
forgot.
talking about?
Somebody said it on Twitter, and I know it wasn't real talk because he's out of Twitter. But they said they yo that motherfucker wild.
Yo, you know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
that man snuck into the fucking BDL open panel under a different name.
What
I
he's
heard that shit.
what happened? What he do?
His name is Fake Talk now.
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, but honestly, bro, like my hats off to Crawford. That is what you call boxing, not what Shakur does, not what fucking Cuban motherfucker does. That was I'm gonna be right in front of you, and I'm gonna beat your ass. And what I was talking about the Twitter, bro. Somebody said it. They were like the best thing that could have happened for boxing was Tank lose and Canelo. Stop fucking ducking, bro. Like
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, man, but the shit, I can't have that perspective. I can't because I can't get over the bullshit. See, the bullshit is that, and I said it. If David fought them same people that complain about Canelo would not complain. If David fought Edgar Berlanga, Jaime Munguia, and William Skull, they would build that motherfucker a church. They wouldn't say that's whack. They wouldn't say nothing. But if Canelo fights those same people, it's a bad thing. And they saying that, oh, well, Canelo should have fought David. I right, that motherfucker. Floyd should have fought Keith. If we gonna do that, Floyd should have fought Keith. Floyd should have fought Laura.
The example's
This is,
right there because they didn't want to give Canelo credit for Plant, but they wanted to give him all the credit to
no,
David for Plant.
yo soy like I wish that I were dumber because if I were dumber, then I could be like them. That let me just ignore the facts and go with my feelings. No, I can't help it. I can't help it. This motherfucker knocked out Plant. Oh, that ain't shit. Plant just a white guy. What they said, white boy summer. Well, when David can't knock out that same way, well, he was holding. Please, it's a monster. I'm not gonna shit on my like. I don't. Look, he lost. He lost. Crawford is my boy. Yo, Don. All right, Don. All right, Don. Go
What's
sit
up,
in the
man?
corner. Don. No, Don. Go sit in the corner, bro. That dude came in here. That dude came in here to rub the mic in between his legs.
Damn.
Look who's
Right?
here, hating ass Michael. Come on, let us have it,
Right?
Michael.
Oh shit.
Like I'm not. I can't. I'm happy for Crawford because at the same time I felt, and I said it in the video I did, that he didn't get to show people his potential because he was being frozen out for like a long time. So for all the fights that he never got to have at 147 and what could have been 154 if things would have happened the way they needed to, he got to make up for it by fighting Canelo because fighting Canelo is bigger than fighting Keith Thurman. It's bigger than fighting fucking Danny Garcia and Jermel Charlo. So I'm happy for him that he finally got to do that. And nobody could take that shit away from him. If you try to take, you're just not a serious person, for real. At this point, you know.
He shut them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last night just reminded me of how I felt when I saw Oscar and Manny, and how it was kind of similar. We've seen this happen a bunch of times. When Roy fought Tarver, he got knocked out. When Manny fought De La Hoya, and I was like, dude, what the fuck did I just see? He couldn't pull the trigger. He could not fucking pull the trigger. And that's how I felt last night when I saw Canelo. He couldn't pull the trigger. There was a lot of openings that he could have taken, and he didn't take them. And Bud neutralized him. And
what would you, Don? What would you have told him to do differently though? Because the fight, I watched it again earlier today. Beautiful fight. It's the perfect fight. That's the only way. It's the perfect fight. Everything worked. What could Canelo have done?
I haven't seen it again. I'll have to watch it again, and I'm gonna have to. I just talked to some of the guys on the BDA pod. Oh, by the way, the shit I heard last night. Holy fuck,
dude! That's why I stopped coming there.
The delusions, the delusions. I heard. I talked to Country earlier on the phone, and I told him, dude, this guy called in and said there was some kind of blood work that this guy got. Or some kind of fucking alien fucking and micro nano blood thing that they did to him, and they injected blood, and all of a sudden he came to fight and he didn't look good against. How does a guy that doesn't look good against Madrimov come and just dominate? How does that happen? Do you ever wonder that? Do you ask yourself those questions? And I'm like, dude, you've got to relax.
I know, man. He's been watching too much sci-fi, man.
Bro, you have to listen to LT on Black and Brown Boxing.
Oh, dude, I heard this one guy talk about how it was a wash, that it was the other way around, and I go, and some guy scored it. He gave Bud one round, and I go, what were you watching? You know, there's a black guy and a white guy, right? The black guy won, right? Do you know that? I don't understand the delusions. It was fucked up, man.
The delusions, for real, the delusions come from, because we bought, that's why I keep saying this. We're boxing fans. We can have our favorites. We all do. But we're boxing fans. We're not living vicariously through the boxer.
No,
right?
They're putting too much stock into one guy.
It's gonna happen. That's why I say it all the time about Inoue. That I love Inoue, but when he go out, it might be bad. Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Listen, supposedly he's not going up one more weight class, so that's good.
No. Don, I'm saying that dude is a brave dude. The brave dudes. A lot of them, not all of them. Crawford is the exception. I have no problems. Crawford might be one of the fighters that gets to be both accomplished, proven, and undefeated. Because you can seldom be all of them, Yeah. And he might be one of the rare ones, And he wasn't in a hurry to leave. Stop coughing, die by yourself.
That's me. I'm sorry.
Die by yourself. Crawford might be one of the ones that. He could do that because everybody can't do that. I don't even count Andre Ward because you retired at 32, bro. There was a lot of food on that plate. You just was in a hurry to get the fuck up out of here. Crawford, he ticks off on all the boxes. But at the end of the day...
What the fuck?
Motherfuckers getting haircuts too
Oh,
online.
no, somebody's outside. That was like somebody's vehicle going by, man.
Like a muffler.
At the end of the day, two great fighters fought. One lost, one won. But I'm not gonna look at Canelo like, oh yeah, that was some bullshit. Because Brody, if that shit was easy to do, why didn't nobody do it?
I guess I would have been better if it was close. You know, if you could edge it 7-5, it's hard to give. It's hard for me to give this motherfucker 2 rounds.
I only gave him two. I gave him 3.
I
gave
gave him 3.
I gave him
But it's, you know why it's not hard? Well, it is hard usually, but sometimes it's a little rubbery.
I'm so sad it can't get hard, bro.
Listen, I think the guy should have switched his corner a long time ago.
No. I don't. You know why I don't agree?
The advice on the corner, dude,
tiene
it's the same
35. Ese tipo tiene 35 años, Don.
That's true.
It's a winning team.
You gotta have another guy in another voice.
No, I can't look at it like that because, dog, for the most part, that is a winning team. That is a winning team.
Okay, listen. I gotta say this though. After Plant, he went into Bivol, and I gave him a pass on Bivol because he was bigger, and I go all right. But then after that, all he did was fight subpar competition, and you know this. All he fought guys that were like, There was not a lot of guys up there anyway. He didn't fight Benavidez, and I still consider Benavidez one of those guys. It's like it's not like he's the upper echelon of he's, you know, but he just fought the you know, just the Langas, the Riders.
He fought who was available. That's what
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, listen.
That's what was there.
I cannot. If I get on that train where I'm like, oh, he didn't fight Benavidez, right?
No. It doesn't matter about Benavidez. I'm just saying I considered him one of those guys. I didn't think he was like the upper echelon of the
I'm
guys.
just saying that to me it's a cut and dry situation because look, I'm not questioning Canelo legacy at all. The way I reconcile it is Bud is just that good.
Yes, that's true.
That's it.
Yeah, he did outclass him. He outclassed him, but at the same time, you've got to adjust. You've got to adjust. He did not.
Well, that's a different,
adjust
and that's
at
a different,
all.
and that's a different question. I mean, like as far as because that's why I watched the fight the second time, and you know, you could usually see or think of where did the guy fuck up at? What was it that he needed to do more of? And you know, for the life of me, the only thing I could think of is Canelo. You have to throw combinations. That's what you're not doing. Stop loading up on these punches. Stop loading up on these punches and let 3 and 4 of them go. 3 ain't gonna get in, but the last one might, and that'll be the one that you need. The one that
threw fucking 8 jabs, bro.
If he would have properly used the jab more properly, he might have been able to do that, but he wasn't. You know, that was the problem.
Not because it's not as that was. I don't agree with that.
But Jules, he wasn't setting anything up.
That's part of it.
This is the thing. Crawford, I'm not. It's not an "I told you so" moment. I did a video on it that I'm like, I'm trying to imagine where is Crawford gonna be, you know, in the fight. And I'm like, I don't think Crawford is gonna be way on the outside, and he wasn't. He wasn't way on the outside. He was like at the border of mid-range, to where if I take a step back, now I'm outside. But if I take a step forward, I'm inside. He was like in that sweet spot where he touch Canelo. Now, Country, you saying that, oh, Canelo should have used the jab more. The thing is, I think if he had, the jab would have got counted over the top by the southpaw jab. Because he fought the whole fight southpaw, the whole thing. He didn't switch.
And so go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Nah, you know what I saw on the replay, bro? What a lot of people are not giving the obvious, the fucking 4-inch reach was a big advantage.
Yeah.
Huge advantage.
Yeah. But in fairness,
it was 4 inches. 4 inches bigger.
In fairness, though, I don't attribute it to I don't attribute what I saw yesterday to simply Crawford has long arms, because Callum Smith has long arms. William Skull has
They
long
all
arms.
have longer arms.
They all have
of them.
longer
All
arms
of
than
them. They're all
Canelo.
bigger.
It's not the reach. It's the distance control. Obviously, the reach has something to do with the distance control, but he knew how to control it because he's not way on the inside. Obviously, most of the fight he's not way on the inside, but he's not way on the outside like William Skull was or Charlo was. He was just in that happy medium, that creamy center where I take a step back, I'm out. I take a step in, I can hit you. You see what I mean? And that's I feel like that's a big part of how he was able to hit him.
Yeah.
Well,
Hit him,
That's all
then
he
I'm out.
needed.
I honestly
That's all he
think
needed.
that Bud also handled the weight like really well.
Yeah,
going
he
up
did.
like that. I mean,
He
I
did.
was
Strong.
impressed. I was impressed with that, because
He's a strong dude.
shit
Yeah.
could have went wrong, man.
Yeah.
It could have
It's a
country,
strength.
but you
He's
know
a
what?
strong motherfucker.
He had a long time to figure this out. Like he had a year to prepare himself.
Yeah,
for this.
absolutely.
You know,
Bomac
he
said.
had a long time.
Bomac said that's why he looked so sharp because he had roughly a year to train specifically for Canelo.
Yep.
So that
Yeah, he had a long time, dude.
Shout out to
Canelo-
Emma Bustamante. Saludos, Ring. I've been with Hatton since Zoo. He would bloat to 180 and between fights with beer and got depressed after the Senchenko loss. Yeah, it's very sad, man.
What
That was a
did he
hard-
die of? I
What
never
did he die
heard.
of?
Nah, they saying que él se mató.
No way.
That's what
Was
they're
I?
saying, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, bro. Like that's when I googled it. When
Get
I
the
googled
fuck out, dude.
that was the shit that was like, it's like they tried to tell you without telling you that they were saying.
Yeah.
If you read through the articles, it was like it will say no suspicious causes. Hatton wrestled with mental health. It's like they was trying to tell you
See,
without.
Yeah. I saw those.
I caught it early, and all it said was they found him dead in his house. They
Yeah.
didn't say what the cause
They didn't
was.
say what it was. Yeah. Man, he should have been on the road with Oasis. He would have been fucking
Yeah.
happy.
Maybe.
You know,
but
usually-
He would have
this-
just been like what's that song? Where's Leo? Where's Leo? Can he play it?
Leo, you here? Can you play the
Can
song?
he play Oasis?
Closing time.
That's not fucking
No.
Oasis, bro.
Open all your doors
Isn't
and
that the
let you out into
Oh,
the
that's some gay shit, bro.
world. I love
Anyway.
that fucking song, bro.
Oh, fuck that song.
Fucking-
Get the fuck out of here.
You
I
big
said
homo.
lately, you're gonna be the one that saves me. That's not the.
Dicen que
That's
soy
Oasis.
mamón también, que soy
I don't
culero.
really want to fly. Hey, so no,
Viva
geez,
México!
last night was very reminiscent of a guy that couldn't pull the trigger, and we've seen it before when
No,
guys just
you know
don't have
what
an
the thing,
answer.
Don. You know what the weirdest thing is? I agree that he couldn't pull the trigger fast enough for Crawford because Canelo's still doing that thing where he loads up the shot.
Yeah.
Remember, he loads up his punches like, yeah, he hit hard, but he loses a couple of milliseconds loading up that shot. Now,
Yeah.
on the other guys, yeah, you could do that, but Bud, I he proved it. Ain't no Monday morning quarterback, and he proved it. Like, nah, you losing that half a second to try to put some tension and some power on that. I'm not even here, bro.
Did they even study film? Did they do anything? I mean, it just doesn't
How do
seem
you
like they.
how do
I
you
just-
study for Crawford, bro?
I don't see how you're
But
not prepared for
I'm
that.
pretty sure Bud studied that B-ball footage.
Did you see
that
his
must have
stance
helped him a
also?
lot,
Did
that
you
B-ball
see
footage.
exactly? Did you see Bud's stance? It was wide. He was loading up on shots on the inside when he got in there, and his legs were wide apart like Bivol, and he was in and out. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
Okay,
It was
now
good.
the question for you guys: A, does Bud still stick around, or does he retire? And B, if he does, how does he fare against other people in the 168 division?
It's just that how could anyone count him out at this point, bro?
You can't.
How?
You
Even-
can't. You
You know
you
something,
can't.
bro? Oh, you know something? I think he beats David.
I do too.
I think, yeah, that motherfucker's too
I'm not kidding.
flat-footed.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like the only way I could see Bud beating David is on some John Ruiz. I mean, yeah. Roy and John, because he is flat-footed. Like, yeah, he fucking is. That dude is
Not
flat-footed
even,
as
bro.
shit.
Hey, and
That's
supposedly
not.
he hit-
No.
he hit-
That's not even that. That's gonna be Usyk versus Fury.
Pork
Hey,
chop
and
said I
supposedly he hits
almost
less harder
cried.
than Canelo.
I almost
Pork
cried.
chop said I almost cried when his hand got raised, but I was around people. No, you should have let that shit out, pork chop. Don't be afraid to cry.
I
know,
was
when
trying to
Gandalf-
arrest
I
him.
don't think he
when
would have gotten a
Gandalf-
blowjob if he did that.
When Gamdor fell off the bridge of Casa Doom, I cried, bro, like a lot. Like
I only
that
cried
whole
when Apollo
Saturday.
died.
I
Yeah,
did
that's the
cry
only-
when Apollo
That's the only
died.
time I cried at the
But
movie.
I was
when
a
Apollo
kid,
died.
so it was
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
Like I was,
Yeah.
it was the '80s. Like I
Yeah,
could
dude, I
cry.
cried when Apollo died. I was like, Apollo, shit.
You know what I'm saying? That shit, you know, I was mad too. Like, man,
Yeah, dude,
bro, I'm
get
trying
that
to tell
Russian
you,
motherfucker.
get that
Get
fucking
that
son of a
commie
bitch,
motherfucker.
commie prick,
Exactly.
fucking Darren
Fucking
Rodgers.
haircut.
I've already seen guys say all Bud did was them guys don't know nothing about.
Nah,
Darren,
They're
don't
retarded.
argue. Darren, don't. And this is
fucking
my
run,
new,
dude.
this is my new 2025 shit. Like, yo, look, B. Everybody got opinions, but I don't give a fuck about everybody. So, you know what I mean? I ain't wasting time on no dumb shit, man. Like, nah. All right then, bro. All he did was run. But whatever make you
It
feel
was
real, bro.
funny. He didn't
You know what
fight
I'm saying?
nobody. Man, shut up.
M.A. Bustamante said, I truly thought Canelo would win, but Bud is the best. It was a good win. Everyone on this chat, including me, needs to kiss Tim Bradley's. Yeah, we gotta kiss Tim's ass, bro. Let's show up to let's go to his house like a choir, like a Christmas choir with lipstick on, because we gotta kiss his ass.
Yeah, and we all got to chant.
Are you?
We all got
Are you?
to simultaneously chant. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Are you kissing? Are you kissing Paulie's ass?
Nah, fuck him, bro, because he's just a hater.
Listen,
Andre
Fucking
Ward.
hater.
listen.
Come on, man,
all
that's
that
your
happened in
long-lost
this fight
cousin,
was
man.
Shut the fuck up, country down.
All
Oh,
that
fuck
happened
you,
in
Jules.
Jesus Christ.
You
all that,
motherfucker.
all that happened in this fight was the planets aligned for the haters. Like the planets just happened to align for the haters, and now they can walk around and have their day in the sun and take credit for all their fucking predictions and everything.
But you know what the
they've
thing
ever
is
said.
that's why I don't like it, because if I sat here and I did what they did, eventually I would be right too. If you make it your mission to constantly disparage someone, no matter what they do, yes, you're eventually going to be right, because very few boxers are going to leave the sport undefeated. Very, very few. So eventually you're going to be right. But that's some whole shit. Like, Paulie, how the fuck you was the biggest Mayweather dick eater, dick rider, but you mad at Canelo? Make it make sense. Canelo didn't make us wait 5 years for the Golovkin fight. He didn't. Canelo went undisputed, and you know, I don't want to turn it into the Canelo appreciation hour. It's just that it is irritating, though. They're like, oh, so he just ain't shit, and if he ain't shit, then why we celebrating Bud?
Yeah.
If he ain't shit, like he ain't shit, what is
I
there to celebrate?
I appreciate the guys that were giving him his just due, and but the people that really, made it out like Canelo was just dog shit. What are they happy about? Why?
And you
They
think
just wanted
about
him
What
to
are you
lose.
so happy about?
and you think about it, bro. Bud really has no big critics besides the fans on Twitter. That's it. But if you think about Canelo, bro, there's Oscar, there's Paulie, there's Andre Ward, there's motherfucking Juan Manuel Marquez. There's
Yo, look,
Dude,
yeah.
that guy.
No,
Yeah.
even Mauricio had to check him. Somebody sent me a video of Mauricio checking Marquez.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I gotta
No,
watch that shit
no.
again.
No
Teddy
seas envidioso.
No seas envidioso.
No seas
Pero-
envidioso.
Teddy Atlas is right. Teddy Atlas, I hear, is writing a book. It's going to be turned into a movie.
We have to give Canelo. Hello, guys. We have to give Canelo some credit because he took the loss like a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
And like Marquez and Chavez always took loss with excuses. Even Gallo Estrada, when he got destroyed by Bam Rodriguez, he made excuses after. And Canelo was like, Crawford won. He was the better man, and my best wishes to him.
Yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not with this. Oh yeah, Canelo's garbage. Like, no, dog. The real reason that happened, it's not that Canelo's a bad fighter. I don't want to hear it. It's that Crawford really is that good. You just got to give him his flowers and say, no, Crawford, you really are that good, dog. You really are.
Yeah.
Congratulations, bro. There's
Okay.
nothing else to say after that. God, you better. So, I've been trying to read these fucking super chats for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Shout out to Misael. Benavidez is just another guy like Munguia and Ryder. Pork
Yeah.
Chop said, "This makes Jermel look like so." Looks, yes, it does.
Yeah, it
Yes,
does.
it does. Shout out to Devon Valley. Got beat in sparring. Watched Canelo lose, but he knew he made it up with a master. Yeah, because I didn't give MJ a round. For those that saw that fight,
Nah,
I didn't
dude.
give him a round, bro.
I give him 1 round.
He looked like a dumbass. He didn't do anything in that fight.
You know what? He wasn't wearing the beret. That's what
Read
happened.
this one.
He should exactly.
He
He should have
worn
wore
the
it.
beret.
Luis said, "If Wilder fans can do it, Bud had loaded gloves. Yeah, he had dildos in there, bro."
There were
Misael
bricks
said,
in there.
Bud fought almost perfect. Canelo stayed in the same rhythm. He fights against bigger ops. Seems like Canelo overtrained in camp. He looked tired as fuck. He not tired so much as frustrated.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Fucking
said,
dude.
"I'm Mexican and I believed in Crawford for years. It's always nice rubbing it in people's faces. Sekback and Espinoza, top 5. Well, I'm not saying that, and you ain't gonna get me in no shit."
Yeah.
Joel said, "Crawford did his thing and made it way too easy, but man, no urgency adjustment. I felt like I watched Canelo from Skull." I don't think, and that's why that's one of the questions of the night, fellas. That what is it, country, that you think Canelo should have did to I don't know, get something going? Like, what could he have done?
You know, that's hard to say because I mean he couldn't keep up with Bud's foot placement either, and so I mean honestly I don't see what he could have done because Bud had between the advantage of the reach and the advantage of his feet. I just don't see what he really could have did to make it. I mean, the only thing he could have did was maybe get him in the corner and rough him up and trying to throw him off his game, but that might not have worked either. So I mean, otherwise, I don't really know.
Ignacio, what is it that when you were watching the fight, you're telling yourself Canelo should be doing this, Canelo should be doing that? What is it that you think he could have done differently?
That's funny that you brought that up because I kind of did say that last night when I was watching it with a group of people. I honestly thought, and they weren't really huge things, but I thought they could have made a difference for him. I thought if he had been able to throw a more consistent jab, just to kind of keep Bud Crawford honest as far as not letting him just sit there and think that nothing was coming from Canelo, because Canelo has these lulls where he's not really active and he's not really throwing except for the occasional, big shot. Yeah. I thought if he was throwing the jab more, just to kind of keep him a little more honest. And honestly, I don't know why the fuck Eddie Reynoso, if you're training to fight this guy and you saw what happened in his last fight, why did you not tell Canelo, throw the straight right all fucking night? That's one of the biggest pet peeves I had last night watching him. Yeah. When he would throw the right, he actually landed it on fucking Crawford. Yeah. And I just don't get why they did not work on that like I don't understand why they did not focus on that all camp and everything. Like I would have just had him throwing straight rights because that was the one punch he was landing on a consistent basis when he would actually hit Crawford. Like Crawford was ready for the fucking wide right hook that he loves to throw. Like Bud was good about putting up his hand and blocking that shit, and he was also good about not letting Canelo throw like the counter left hook as well. So they were good about studying what Canelo wanted to do in the fight. The problem was Reynoso and Canelo did not look at his fight close enough and say, okay, we got a jab to get in there a little more and keep him distracted, and we got to throw the straight right in order to fucking get to him.
I agree with that too, and they should have studied how Madrimov did it.
But Madrimov, a lot of Madrimov. Well, let me say this. A lot of Madrimov's success would have required Canelo to all of a sudden get on his toes and use a pendulum step. That was never gonna happen.
No. I know that wasn't gonna happen, but he could have used his waist movement. He could have used the jab more, put it in his face, blind him a little bit, and throw the right hand and keep doing that. Alex, is it? It was just
that was my cousin Ignacio.
Ignacio. Ignacio was just saying, he could have utilized the right hand, and then just rolled under after each shot and use waist to move out of the way. He doesn't have to use his feet. Canelo's got a tremendous waist and head movement. That's all he had to do. It's a matter of inches. It's all a matter of moving your head a couple of inches to the right or a couple of inches to the left for Canelo to evade shots, and he could have done that. But what did they do? They evaded. They completely abandoned that their winning thing. The other winning thing I saw, and there was very few times that he used it. It was the weird uppercut overhand combo. You know what I'm saying? Where you come up under and over in the middle. But you're in the center. You're not using hooks on the side. You're basically hooking, like you're hooking uppercut and down the middle with an overhand. He could have done that a little bit more because this guy was just too elusive. You had to. You got to hit the one in the middle.
Okay, I got
hit the one in the middle. I see three of them out there.
Three of them out there. Hit the one in the middle.
He should have done that.
In the middle.
I got a question for you on that, though.
I don't want your question. I got to go to Leo. Leo. Before I read,
God damn it! I was asking Don actually, man.
Triple jab, get closer, turn into a pressure fighter. Shout out to Misael. Joel said he lost worse than Bivol. I thought Crawford could have punched more for a finish. Well, Crawford did finish pretty strong. He did finish pretty strong. Leo, what could? While I go take this piss, what do you think Canelo could have did more of or did differently so that he wouldn't have got outclassed like that?
Honestly, look, I don't want to be rude with any of you guys, but look, it's Canelo Alvarez. He hasn't been in the sport like 2 decades. He has 60 professional fights, and Wayne Roy knows really good trainers. If there was a formula a way to make a better fight, he would have done it. I don't think Canelo can do anything to beat Crawford at this point.
Yep.
And to add to this, look, after the Spence fight, when I was picturing that fight with Canelo versus Crawford, I told myself, I think Crawford has a pretty good chance. What maybe changed my mind, it was the Madrimov fight. But I think what we were thinking about Canelo, that thing was applying to Crawford. It was Crawford who was asleep because of Madrimov. It was Crawford who was underperforming because he wasn't taking Madrimov seriously. It wasn't Canelo that, no, Canelo is just fighting this way with these guys because this and that, and it looks flat. No, I think Crawford looked flat because he was Madrimov. I didn't get up for that fight, really. He underestimated. But this Crawford that takes the fight seriously, no, I don't think Canelo was never going to beat him. No way.
I'll say this. Madrimov had only like 11 fights or 10 when he fought Crawford. And so when that happens, there's very, very, very little like tape to look at, to really know what your tendencies are. And I felt like that fight was just a pit stop of a fight. It wasn't somebody that he was really prepared for. You might say that he wasn't taking him seriously, but it could also be the ring rush.
Yeah, can you mute your TV because it's distracting me? I don't.
Yeah.
What you were saying?
Yeah. So like I was saying, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I heard TV.
Yeah. No. I'm trying to speak a little bit louder here. It's just that Madrimov doesn't have that much footage on him. There's not much fight though compared to Canelo. So there's not that much that you could really take from a Madrimov fight that you can figure out his tendencies. Whereas Canelo, you have a whole fight library to really understand what he does out there and what his habits are. So it wasn't just that he didn't take him seriously. I think it was just the ring rush and the fact that it was just only like a pit stop of a fight, to get ready, to move up, because he knew that he was gonna fight Canelo then. He didn't want to tell nobody. Because don't believe what he said like when in that fucking interview with Peter Rosenberg saying that he wasn't thinking about fighting Canelo, that it's out of the realm of possibilities. He knew what he was preparing for. He knew what to look out for, and that's why he was able to put forward a game plan that was able to execute it. Whatever he was doing in the ring that made Canelo look like, I don't know, like a pedestrian fighter. I hate to say it, but shit, like all the things we were saying about Canelo, that he's the bigger guy, that he's a harder puncher, all that never applied. The size never applied. It was the ring IQ, it was the skill set. All the advantages that Crawford had was the size, actually, because he's not moving up. He's shaving down to a weight class that he's never been before. That's all it was. Because his walk around range has to be like around 180. It's not. It's his weight class. No, he's just taking less of a weight cut to prepare himself, and it didn't take him that much. He didn't even have to hydrate that much.
Yeah, but Virtuoso, the thing is though too, it also depends on how you put the weight on, because when you're not fighting in a weight class that you've never been in before, you can either do it the right way or you can do it the wrong way. So obviously he hired the people that were going to help him bulk up in order to get to that weight class without doing it the wrong way, because we've seen examples of fighters who have moved up in weight and added weight to their frame, and they look like shit when they fought in the higher weight class. So obviously he hired the right people to get him in the perfect shape to be able to fight at 68. Because imagine if he doesn't hire those people, he probably would have not put on the weight correctly, and we might be talking about a different performance that he might have had. You never know.
He's also just a very physically strong person. Like, he's just very, very strong. So that's why he was able to carry
They never
that much weight.
gave
Also,
gave him a chance in that aspect, because like we've already known that this guy had a wrestling background, like almost like amateurish, but he uses those tactics in the ring, to manipulate guard, to position you against the ropes, where he can lay hands on you.
The one thing I want to say, and I'm not trying to necessarily come across as like I didn't think Bud won the fight or nothing. I just think a lot of people are over exaggerating how clean he really hit Canelo throughout the fight. Like, I think Canelo did a really good job of slipping and blocking a lot of shit. I mean, because if he really would have landed as much as a lot of these people out here are saying that Bud was landing, I think he probably would have been able to stop him. But the thing was, Canelo was able to roll and block and slip a lot of his shots, and I think he definitely should have gotten credit, a little more credit from people, because people were acting like Bud was just teeing off on him the whole fucking night, and that wasn't even the case.
Yeah, that wasn't the case.
Well, what it was is that he was putting his punches together, and they were knocking him off balance.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying, Virtuoso, is there was times where Bud was throwing, 4, 5, 6 shots in a row. And the thing was, you could see Canelo would use his hands to parry or block, or he would use his waist to move and slip. And so even though he was throwing 4 or 5, 6 shots, not all 4 or 5, 6 of those shots were getting in. He was landing 1 or 2 of them. And that's kind of what's funny, is like, people are describing what he did like he just completely fucking beat him from pillar to post, and that wasn't the case.
He landed 115 punches, right? That's not really a lot of punches.
It's not for a 12-round fight, bro. That's not even 10 punches a round.
That's not.
That's crazy.
They don't have a high output, man. They're counter punchers, man. So they're gonna look for.
Well, no, both of them threw close to 500, bro. So I mean, that's not super low either. That's a lot.
500.
That's the lowest percentage Bud's landed then in a fight.
Yeah, it's probably just a low percentage, thing then. But again, these guys are not like they're not gonna waste a lot of punches.
They're not Christian and Billy, who's gonna throw 800-900 punches in a fight. They're not doing that.
They ain't no Zaragoza and shit where a dude like threw 1,000 punches in a round,
Yeah, they're not fighting that way.
They're
No,
not
but
called
I
For
one
think
punch
sure.
and 1,000 punches.
the difference between Canelo's performance and Crawford's performance is, Canelo he lost on the punches, but he made an effort to go to the body, and he hit Crawford multiple times to the body, but Crawford was also very good at tucking his elbows and taking the blunt, the sharpness of the punches,
He
making
was
the punches
blocking.
blunt.
He was blocking a lot of shit with his elbows. I think that's what was really
Yeah,
frustrating Canelo a lot. He was blocking a lot of punches.
Yeah,
but
Canelo
Canelo,
looked very
if you
frustrated.
if your goal for just for the punch stats, you can make the argument that that fight was close, but Canelo wasn't landing really much to the head,
No,
and that was a problem because Canelo's Crawford, you can see that he was snapping Canelo's head back like consistently.
Leo, there was a couple of examples of that where people kind of got like really excited. But if you really look at it, Canelo did a good job of rolling with those so-called headshots because none of those landed on the button. Like a lot of those, he rolled and dulled the effect because if he had really landed as hard as people were thinking he landed, I think Canelo would have gotten dropped at some point because he would have
I
been
mean, listen,
absorbing the whole.
well, Ignacio, he has a chin. He got hit with shots that he didn't see coming, but I think you're right. I haven't seen it again, but I'm gonna watch it again because I like to slow it down and I like to slow it down and study where like how because a lot of times you think Canelo gets hit, but he is he is the definition of a slick fighter. Because if you're rolling shots and the guy's missing by inches, like that's genius shit.
Yeah, and that's kind of what a lot of people weren't seeing last night was that he was dulling the effect of some of those so-called power shots that Crawford was landing. Like
I also saw the ConcuBox numbers, and it didn't look like a lot was landed. There was a lot landed clean by Canelo too. Although he didn't throw a lot, but he did make connections when he did throw.
hey,
He made clean connections.
Coach Malachi's in the chat. He said it was so quiet at the hotel and the stadium after Bud won. I've never seen so many.
I bet it was.
Yeah, dude. I bet it was fucking stone cold.
Yeah.
Yo,
What's up,
yo,
Coach
there was
Malachi?
there was one punch. That was one punch that got his attention. That he kind of rolled it, but he kind of felt the brunt of it, and he kind of looked back and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that was the only moment.
Yeah, but Bud just fought the perfect fight, and it was great. I mean, it was so good the way he nullified a lot of Canelo's movement. He didn't allow him to set up a power punch.
Also, a lot of what Canelo threw landed on Crawford's gloves and really wasn't affecting him as much.
Madrazo, as much as you wanted him to drop that, to throw that straight right, he was never in position because Crawford just kept moving his feet while he kept planting his.
But there were times, Virtuoso. There were times when, if you get a chance to go back and watch it, there were times Canelo's right in front of him, and he's not throwing the fucking straight right. And then there were times where he did throw it and he landed it on the button. The problem was that Reynoso, just for some fucking reason, when you listen to him giving advice to Canelo in the corner, it was always, you want to go under his shots and throw to the body and then come back up. It was never, hey, we need to use the jab to fucking blind him and then come over with the straight right.
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. He didn't utilize the jab to at least put it in his face.
Exactly. And that's what I was like,
the jab.
You don't have to land it. You just have to fool him into thinking that, that you're.
Would he have been countered by the
probably
he could have, but if you're blinded by a jab in your face, are you going to be able to see what's in front of you? You have a better chance of ducking or rolling that shot.
Nah, I'll tell you what, Don. I'll tell you what, Don. This is why I don't think double and triple jabs would have been the answer. He's trying for a double and triple jab against a guy with more height and more length than he has, but also more foot speed. So when he's trying for that double and triple jab, he might still get counted over the top because Crawford's fighting southpaw, and he's got enough length to step out. He could do the shit that Artur.
Yeah, but you've got to be on the outside of the lead foot. That's the thing. That's a ticket to fighting a southpaw. The ticket to fighting.
Oh, you mean Canelo? You mean
yes. Yes,
I
the
don't.
ticket
I'm
to starting
telling
in
you,
southpaws,
Canelo don't got the foot speed
you
for that.
have
Is
to
what
have
I'm
foot.
saying.
Well,
And
you could have nullified his action by a good jab in the face, not landing it, just blinding, and put yourself in position, like putting yourself outside of the lead foot of the southpaw. That's how you land your two.
and
It's
I'll
kind of
tell
the
you what.
same way, Jules. It's the same way that fucking Marquez did that to Manny Pacquiao in all their fights.
I think the lead
Marquez
right.
was the one guy that would get away with that
Bud
against
made him
Manny.
lose energy though.
I think the lead right is
Bud
probably
made
the
him.
most. Shut up. I think the lead right. Shut the fuck up. I think the lead right is probably because that's what Madrimov threw a lot of lead rights. He led with a right hand, not a
Yeah,
jab.
yeah.
And maybe if Canelo would have did a bit more of that and just vary how you throw that right, when and where you throw that right, because the idea that the difference between winning this fight and losing this fight was as simple as doubling and tripling up on the jab. Nah, I don't think so, dog.
I mean, he
don't.
could have thrown the right and smothered Bud's work. He could have thrown the jab and then got. I mean, the lead back rear hand, and started smothering his work too. Like that's what he could have done. That there's a lot of there are a myriad of ways you could have done that, but I don't know why they abandoned some of these tactics. I just don't understand.
You know what was shocking, bro? Um, Bud hits hard, which we can agree. But I didn't see. What was shocking was that I didn't see Bevo have Canelo like this. Fucking Bud had that motherfucker over here tipsy and shit. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on?
Yeah.
I literally just watched the highlight, right? And this is I look at this as an example of Crawford's ring IQ. So Canelo's got him on the ropes, and he's about to throw looks like he's about to throw a left. It looks like almost whatever he's gonna throw, right? Bud, he's like this, and he doesn't stiffen up or tense up and throws a punch. He just lets his arm out because he knows Canelo's about to walk into it. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
This guy's smart, dog. Like he didn't shoot it or nothing. He just he put like you coming forward, huh? Walk into, and he walked into it. You know what I mean? And the punch that Canelo tried, obviously Crawford's got great X's and O's. This hand is already at home when he does this. So Canelo's punch, when it lands right here. Meanwhile, he just walked Canelo into his left, and he didn't waste no energy doing it. He just put it out there for him to walk into it. And that's the type of little shit that I'm talking about. That it's just a million little things that this guy did right.
Yeah,
this
man.
is not.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not.
it's
He's
pretty much
extraordinary.
It's not just also the footwork, but also the dexterity. It's almost because look, Canelo's not doing himself any favors settling for like one shot at a time. Because like Crawford can see that coming from a mile away, and he's just ducking underneath it. Ducking underneath those big shots. And moving away, angling off the lead shoulder.
Even the combinations, like in those later rounds when Crawford is actually, he's setting his feet. He's not moving around as much anymore, and he's trying for combinations. The punches were so fucking short. You see what I mean? That you hear people say that. I don't think most people know what that means. That these are really short hooks he's throwing, and it's just because he's blinding him. There's probably not even that much on him, but he's blinding him with the shit.
Blinding it, but mixing it up with big shots.
Yeah, that's one of the things I mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, he started different speeds.
He kept the he kept the punches closer to his body, and he really did a great job of controlling the distance, like not letting Canelo have any advantage. And Canelo could have probably used another tactic, but I think Bud would have adjusted too. I mean, these are all hypotheticals.
No, yeah, because there are fighters that. And I'm not knocking Canelo at all, but Canelo's the guy who makes the adjustment in the camp, not in real time.
Yeah, exactly.
Bud's the guy who makes the adjustment in real time. Like, yeah, if you start doing some shit, he's gonna adapt to it in the moment. He's fluid like that. Shout out to motherfucking J. Cool. I was listening to BDA stream, and it had me question what I saw with my own two eyes. Refreshing to hear some sensible takes from real boxing fans. Appreciate you, J. Cool. Shout out to the Gooch. Bo Mack prepared his fighter to win. Eddie did not. Team Canelo thought power would bail him out. Bud took his power well. That was and the other thing is that the fight that Crawford fought, he really didn't get hit that much. Like, I saw what Crawford said after the fight. I didn't agree with it. I don't think for a second Igis Kavalyauskas hits harder than Canelo. I'd like, no, okay, like, no. It's just that you really got hit by Igis, whereas you did not allow yourself to really get hit by Canelo. Like, nah, I think Canelo could have hurt him, but the way he fighting is just not gonna happen, bro. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like,
he did not allow Canelo to get comfortable at all.
Canelo
He never got comfortable.
that he was
Canelo
never
had to
able to
exert
hit
too
him
much
with
energy to be able to
hardest
get to
punch.
work. And the problem is Terrence Crawford could take his best punch and be at a return fire in the
thing. He
clinches, in the trenches. He won in the trenches. I watched that. If you watch the last
Canelo
minute
didn't
of the
get a
12th
chance to
round,
throw
Bud
his best punch.
gave Canelo some work. He really landed some really hard shots at the very, very end of the fight. He landed some hard shots, but through the course of the fight, he was too comfortable. Canelo could make him uncomfortable, and it made Canelo uncomfortable. So he had to. He felt like he almost had to force the issue, but you had to exert energy to get into the action.
That's what Jules.
He
was
landed
just
some
saying,
good shots
though.
though, and it just didn't move Crawford enough.
No, hold on. That's what Jules was just saying, that Bud did not allow Canelo to get comfortable. Therefore, Canelo could not throw any of his best shots. He couldn't really sting him because he just couldn't get comfortable enough to throw a good, meaningful power shot. He just couldn't do it.
But then also too, Don, they give credit to his trainer and his people. They were prepared for what Canelo was doing, because, like I said, the biggest thing was Canelo tried to throw those fucking hooks, aiming for the side of his head, and Bud was good about blocking that shit whenever Canelo did do it. So it's like, at that point, that's when it comes to your corner to be like, okay, that's not working, then we got to do something different. And they really didn't do anything different. Like I said, in the corner, you're listening to them giving him instructions, and literally round after round, it was pretty much the same shit. They really didn't adjust like the way they should have, but it is what it is.
Kept trying for the same shit. Kept trying for the same
shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. It's not working.
It was a great performance, but like I said, I'm not one of these guys that think, oh, I need to reevaluate Canelo's legacy. I need to check my credit score. I gotta call the bank. Like, no, Crawford's just great. That's the easiest explanation. Like, yo, Crawford's just that good, bro. It's not a lot. It's not more to it than that. He's just that fucking good, bro.
Yeah. He's so good.
It's all these little fucking things that he did. Like, I was just watching the combination on Instagram, man, and he thought Crawford is not a it's like the guy mastered the conventional stuff so well that everything got some shit to it now. You know what I mean? That he knows the basics. He knows the basics very well. His punch is like, when I compare him to Spence. Spence is like a conventional guy. Throws a conventional jab. Like, if you looked at a jab in a textbook, that would be Spence's jab, right? Whereas Crawford, everything this guy does got a little something else to it. It's different. His uppercut, it don't look like your regular like the uppercut that he caught what was it, Jose Benavidez. It don't look like your textbook uppercut. It got some shit to it. Watching the combinations he's hitting Canelo with, the variety of punches and where he's hitting him, I'm like, yeah, like, dog, like this guy's just on another level with his shit, man.
I mean, it's easier to do with the guy that does not throw combinations. Canelo just cannot throw combinations. I don't know what the fuck, why they've abandoned that whole idea of throwing combinations. It hasn't been relevant for him in years.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly,
it's just like, okay, but when you were talking about combinations, you were thinking about, I don't know, the Liam Smith fight. That the motherfucker is just staying there in the middle of
Honestly,
the ring.
He hasn't been that guy that threw combinations since the Golovkin fights.
Exactly.
Yeah, because everyone is moving now.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That Danny Jacobs, he did it, right,
bro.
But then that's another thing, though, too, Jules. That one thing I never understood about his team is that, okay, like, if motherfuckers are gonna start moving away from me and not want to fight me, then I got to learn how to come up with how to cut the ring off better. And Canelo never practiced that.
No. He's abandoning.
No. Wait a minute.
He's letting him off the hook.
I don't agree. I don't agree that Canelo doesn't know how to cut off the. I'm never going to agree to that because he literally did it in the first 2 rounds. That's why I keep saying that, dog. Crawford's not an ordinary guy. He's not fucking Caleb Plant. He's not fucking Callum Smith. Canelo did cut off the ring, and you saw it in the first 2 rounds when he was getting to him. But Crawford, what he did that bailed him out is he would engage momentarily. Bing, I'm out of here. He's not just running. He's not just moving away. He's not scared. Yep. It's okay. Bing, I'm out of here. Bing, 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 bing. I'm out of here, and I'm going to spin out. He does a lot of little bullshit that it's like, your dog. That's why my conclusion is, look, Canelo is not a bad fighter. Do not think that. He's one of the best. But this fucking guy is just on another level with his shit.
It's like, you remember the Floyd Mayweather when you were fighting a fight of that guy. Someone that doesn't know about boxing is gonna see, I don't know, Cotto or Jay Mosley taking punches from Floyd Mayweather, and they will wonder, no, this fight is fixed. Why they are not doing anything? Why Jay Mosley is not fighting? Because for some reason, I don't know how, it's a Floyd Mayweather shit, and also it's a Crawford shit. He only punches you when you are not ready to dial it.
Yes, and it stuns you. It doesn't hurt. It may not hurt you, but it's you know what I'm saying? He snapped Canelo's head back mad times. I don't think Canelo was hurt, but he was stunned. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck, hitting you when you don't expect it.
Three punches from Crawford and Canelo only can do was shell up because he wasn't expecting from Crawford. He was breaking his rhythm all the way. Canelo never established his rhythm in the fight.
Shout out to Pork Chop. You saw when Canelo lifted him up. Yeah, that's his frustration shit. Yep. He get mad, he pick you up.
With Bevel.
Get mad, scoop you up like ice cream, like cookies and cream, bro. Shout out to Yo. If a rematch hadn't, man, come on with a fucking rematch.
Oh, dude,
if a rematch does happen, real quick, they got to bring back Steve Weisfeld and Tim Cheatham, who I think should be banned from boxing. Bro, they both had 115, 113 cards. All it took was 1 round to give to Canelo, and I would have walked away with $700. A majority draw would have.
Yeah, that's fucking virtuoso. If they do a rematch, I'm watching Friends that night because I don't need to see that shit again. I just see that shit again, bro.
Like realistically speaking, what's next for Canelo? Like, I want him to hang him up. He's not gonna go out that way. I know it, but so what's next?
My dude, there's mad shit. The shit is that Canelo is still. I know I'm gonna sound like Liza. But Canelo is still the face. He could go to the UK right now and fight the winner of Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. Tell me I'm lying. He could do that right now.
He could do whatever he wants.
He could fight Chris, Conor, Shiraz, Mobili. Like, people still want to fight Canelo. Like, look, in case you guys forgot, I don't know if you heard about this, right? Dimitri Bivol already beat Canelo. Did he become the face of boxing after that?
Nope.
Canelo's still the dude. Canelo still got people that's real loyal for him that will pay money to see him fight. That is why he is still the face. And losing to Crawford doesn't really change that because Mexican boxing fans have never been obsessed with unbeaten records. They never have. Don't give a shit about that shit. So if you told them tomorrow que Canelo regresa, they're gonna go. Yeah, they're gonna go. They're gonna support.
Like, let's not forget a year ago, Bud fought in LA and with a bunch of Mexicans in the undercard, and they still struggle to sell it out. I think last night was like a sellout.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Bud fan, but this not Highlander where you beat the guy and you absorb all his bitches and his power. Like, it's not like that. It's not.
You know what is this is the thing. This is why I don't really. How can I say this? This is the sad part about Terence Crawford's career. He is accomplished, but he should be the face of boxing. Really, he should be.
The thing is, though, too, Leo.
In America, yeah.
The thing is, though,
why you didn't believe in him?
The thing is with him, Leo, though, it was kind of him and his team's fault because they never wanted to do media. They never wanted to do like all the things that you're supposed to do when you're trying to become the face of boxing. Like, for example, look at De La Hoya. De La Hoya did every fucking thing he had to in order to become the face of boxing. Bud would rather just train and fight and let
No,
his
no, listen.
boxing do the talking.
It's a little more to it than that, because I believe in 2018, let's just say they don't freeze him out. Let's just say he has those fights with Keith Thurman, with Danny Garcia. I believe he knocks all of them out. Let's say he moves on from that. He fights Jermel Charlo. We're talking about in a span of a year and a half that you're not going through the politics. You're not fighting Amir Khan on pay-per-view. None of this bullshit. If he would have had the fights, if boxing would have been the way that it was, Leo, I believe he would have been the face. If it were the way that it was, like, nah, y'all got to fight, and they actually wanted to fight him, he would have knocked out Keith. I don't have a doubt in my mind. He would have knocked out Keith. He would have knocked out Danny, who had never been knocked out at that time. He would have beat Jermel. You can't convince me of otherwise. If he could do that to Canelo, he would have beat Jermel. If he's fighting on a regular schedule and doing these things, he would have become the face, because the biggest hindrance to Crawford's career, not that you're wrong, Ignacio, because that has its role to play too, being charismatic. Sugar Ray Leonard was a charismatic motherfucker. You know, he was great with the fucking media, so that always helped. Oscar was great with the fucking media. That always helped. That, you know, poise counts.
Let us not forget.
No, shut up.
Canelo's good with the media too. That helps.
Canelo's good with the media. It's my fucking night.
The
biggest hindrance to Crawford's career, before I pass it to Country, I honestly believe, is that he didn't get the fights that he needed when they needed to happen. That's a big problem. Like, dog, you fighting. Remember, Crawford's been fighting once a year for about 4 or 5 years now, guys.
In 2020.
That really doesn't help nothing. And we can do the thing. Oh, it's not his. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying that, well, if he's not the face of boxing, even though he should be, that's a part of it.
But we don't know if he's the face of boxing. If Bud was to fight Benavidez, don't tell me that doesn't do 1 million pay-per-views. That does 1 million pay-per-views.
Go ahead, Country.
Let us not forget, though, it has something to do with America and the American fans, because you take a fighter like Crawford and put him in Britain, UK, he's an instant star. They will come out in droves. He will get the fights he needs, and not go through half the bullshit over there that he
the shit is think about the Tyson shit. Think about the Tyson shit, Country. You know this better than me, because I was a kid when Mike was coming through. You were actually older than I was. And you'll remember, Mike was fighting all the fucking time. He was fighting all the time, dog.
Yep.
And that's the schedule that will get you there. Now, what does Canelo have over Bud? Activity. What does Inoue have over Bud? Activity. Inoue is fighting 4 times this year, y'all. He's fighting Picasso at the end of the year.
Wow.
I think one of the biggest hindrances to Bud's marquee value and his appeal is you just don't see him often enough, bro. You don't. It's just like it's like cicadas that only come out once every fucking 14 years or something. It's like, yeah, Bud had his fight of the year, and now we won't see him till next year.
Yeah, but my real beef in all this Crawford situation is, one, the fans. Because look, if you don't know about Terrence Crawford, that's good, because Terrence Crawford is a boxer. You need to watch it. You need people like you to tell them about Crawford. But knowing about Crawford and diminishing his accomplishment, him as a boxer, and having the media, you know what I'm talking about. Those dick sucking, cock sucking motherfuckers that were berating Terrence Crawford for all these years. Me and you and everyone in the bar, we knew Crawford was going to wipe the floor with fucking Spence, and probably all the fucking welterweight division.
Yeah.
And that's my
La otra cuestión, the toxic landscape. You know this because we talk about it to no end. The American boxing landscape is fragmented, or it was, let's say, for the last 10 years, let's say 10 years. Fights that fans wanted, they didn't get, and people started picking sides. And a lot of the people on that other side of the aisle convinced themselves, oh, the welterweights don't need Bud because they have each other. Like, this is just the pussiest, homoist, bitch assness as era of Bud. Like y'all, so y'all don't want Bud to fight none of these people? Nah, the same way they don't want Javante to fight Shakur. Like, there's no other way to put it that there were a lot of things working against Bud. Now, I maintain that the biggest hindrance was the schedule, because that stuff aside, right? That stuff aside, what would have made the biggest difference is if you got to see Bud on a more regular basis. But you know what? For the last 5 years, you see the guy once a year, dog. That's how much you see him, and it's hard to be a star on a schedule like that.
Hey, Drew.
I mean, even
Coach says that's all the more reason why Canelo shouldn't have lost to an inactive, smaller 38-year-old Crawford.
Yeah, well, that's
point.
He's not your average smaller 38-year-old fighter either. But you know, truth be told, man, I think COVID is what ruined it for Bud, because remember, the fight with COVID is what ruined the relationship with him and Bob Arum. Truth be told, he was fighting twice a year, 3 times a year.
I'll tell you, no. Look, Bud's numbers, and you know, I chronicled this. I chronicled this for ages. Bud's numbers for the Jeff Horn fight, for the Jose Benavidez fight, were great. They were great. He was on his way. He was literally on his way. The wall that he hit was the PBC. That's the wall that he hit. Once he gets to welterweight, he fights Jose Benavidez. He fights Jeff Horn. The metrics for those fights were great. They were.
Was the Horn fight in Australia?
No, the Horn fight was here in Vegas. And the Benavidez fight was, I'll go back, you can look it up, you don't have to believe me. That was the most watched fight in all of combat sports that year. Nothing brought in bigger metrics than Crawford versus Benavidez. Over 2 million. Great metrics for a regular fight.
It was on, on regular ESPN.
Yeah. And he was on his way. Like, you could see, no, he's on his way. The problem starts after the Benavidez fight, because now he needs that Thurman fight or that Spence fight
or
that Garcia fight.
What was the shit with Bob Arum, though? I remember there was an accusation.
There was a rift. Honestly, I blame Crawford for this a little bit. I don't know what it was. Crawford accused Bob of failing to get him the Spence fight. That was one accusation, failing to get him that fight. He accused him of being a racist. Also, I don't, you know, okay. And he's, you know, that I mean, that really was the crux of it. And I looked at it as, dog, if Bob could get you the Spence fight by himself, he would. They don't want to play ball. What I saw in that situation is, Bud, you're frustrated, understandably. Bob is frustrated, understandably. You're entitled to be frustrated. Bud, you want the big fights and you can't seem to get them. Your promoter, you're supposed to rely on him to do it, but he can't get it done. Bob, you're paying this guy millions and millions of dollars and getting no return, but you have to honor the contract. You don't have a choice. You guys signed a contract where he has to get over $3 million per fight. You don't have a choice. You both had your reasons to be frustrated, and I don't think there were any bad guys in there. Virtuoso, if you're going to argue with your landlord, mute your mic.
Yeah, I don't think Crawford understood at that time.
I'm actually muted, dog. Thank you.
Pay your rent.
I don't think Crawford understood at that time what was going on with him. That, okay, you are a really good fighter, one of the best of the world, but you were never under top rank. You were never a $3 million fighter. No. And if Bob Arum was paying that, you cannot go and get $3 million per fight and accuse Bob Arum of racism. You don't have a case.
And even now, I don't want to get political. I'm not going to. But I just want to say that the way the media operates, boxing is a microcosm for that. Most people don't understand that Crawford was actually the highest paid welterweight, not Errol Spence. He was the highest paid welterweight. Spence has to go on pay-per-view to get the kind of money that Crawford was getting. What? Your guarantees are smaller than his. This is a fact. You get guaranteed less. To get the rest, you have to go on pay-per-view, where Bud is guaranteed. in excess of $3 million per fight.
He was guaranteed a lot of money. That guy was guaranteed a lot of money. People really wanted to see him. You know, I'm going to tell you that. People really love it when you talk about the media. But you're not talking about the real media.
That's so funny.
So here's where the media thing comes in. That you have channels, boxing channels that are exaggerating about Errol's marquee value, that are talking down Bob Arum. They're saying he's a racist, he pays slave wages. All the while, Crawford is getting in excess of $3 million for guys like Jose Benavidez and Mean Machine. In excess of $3 million. When he fought Amir Khan, he got 6 for that fight. 6 guaranteed for that fight. How's he? He's the highest paid welterweight. But you would never know it because so many people kept lying about it. People in the media. No, Spence is... Remember, they were trying to convince the world that Spence was the face of boxing and not Canelo.
Didn't Sean make more money in the Bud
Sean out of his own mouth. Sean out of his own mouth said that. I got more fighting Crawford than I got fighting Errol. How the fuck is Errol the face?
Let's not forget Earl was hanging on to that back end money shit the whole fucking process, bro. But I'm pretty sure Bo's like, wait, what back end money? Like, it's just...
Can I say, look, those guys are imbeciles. I don't know another way to phrase it, that they just latch on to shit from the Mayweather. Oh, the back end money. What back end money, dog? Your pay-per-view did $288,000. What fucking back end money, bro?
The toilet paper sales or the
hot dog water?
Yeah.
The back end money. The back end money were the cash up donations, bro.
Hey, but that's some high value hot dog water. Damn it.
You know, if you talking about a pay-per-view that did, and yes, it's the earmark, okay? I'm not fucking young. I've been around. If you're talking about a pay-per-view that did 500,000 and better, now you're cooking with rice. But if you're talking about a pay-per-view that's anywhere in the neighborhood of 288 to 300,000, remember, 40%, 35 to 40% goes to the cable network. That off top. So out of 288,000, a 225 with Danny, a 250 with Ugas, bro, what back end money? You going on pay-per-view for money Crawford get guaranteed.
Hey, Jules, it was because Chavez Jr. posted that check that fucking Al gave him under the table that was for like $1 million. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers think that.
I know, but one, that's Chavez. 2, that was during much better times. They still had Waddle and Reed money cuando eso. When he showed, they still had Waddle and Reed money when that happened. By the time Spencer's on pay-per-view circa 2019 moving forward, all that money gone, dog. All of that gone. You know? Shit is crazy. Shout out to Joel. I think he might be done. He's one big shot at a time fight. He's talking about Canelo. Physically, I think he's shot. All this points, the output is gone, but the skills are still there. But even that is a time bomb. Yeah, I mean, it is. Like, I don't want to see Canelo get knocked out. You know what I mean?
Me either.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
I don't want to see that. Shout out to Real G. If Canelo retires, wouldn't that violate Turkey's 4-fight deal? Well, the thing is, Canelo's not talking about retiring.
No,
he's not.
Before I lost it, I want to say this. Look, I'm not gonna go there and tell another grown-ass man how to do their job. I don't have anything to say about Canelo's game plan. I think from that point of view, Canelo and Reynoso, me personally, I have to assume they did their best. But if I have a problem with Canelo's performance, it's not about that. And this is I can criticize because I'm a grown-ass man, as most of you are. The way you look at why I'm kind of embarrassed of that performance is you were visibly frustrated on that fight. And that for a veteran of 60 plus fights, I don't think that's unacceptable. This was possibly one of the best fights of your life, and you were looking away like a little kid. No, that shit. You shouldn't act like a veteran and try to stay calm. Even when you're facing a formidable fighter, I'm not saying that you throw more punches, but you should try to ser more calmer, to try to think and implement your boxing better, because you were acting a kind of silly right there. If you look at it, yeah, some of those wind up punches, all the shit that even when he was raising his hand at the end of the 12th, like, come on, dude, have some awareness.
Look. But my thing is this. Canelo lost. One day, I hope not. I would love to see Inoue retire undefeated and Usyk too. But my thing is that, look, sometimes a motherfucker gonna lose. I think that the way that Canelo his boxing archetype, right? I sort of liken that to my ability to draw. I'm not great at drawing. I could draw you something nice, but I'm not as nice as other people. You see what I mean? Other people, they just see shit differently than I do, whereas I'm very nuts and bolts when it comes to drawing. And I think that's the way it is with Crawford. Crawford's just an extraordinary guy. Like, he got that extra, man. So I'm not gonna chat like, did he look bad? Yes, Leo, Canelo looked bad, but he's fighting why can't it be? Crawford is just that good. Period.
No.
Just that good.
He is that good. To make Canelo look like that, you have to be that good. What I am saying is, look, when I see fighters like, they are not on that level. But you can see for 12 rounds, even the fucking Madrimov is the issue that even when he was in the A side, even when nobody was giving a fuck about him, he's still there for 12 rounds, and he fought Crawford for 12 rounds. He did good, arguably better than Canelo.
Yeah,
that's what I was asking for Canelo, to try to stay in the fight and not throwing away, because at some point you look like you were so frustrated you were throwing away the fight.
But the shit is that I don't walk away from this and tell myself, like, here's an example, Leo. You know, Hamza's a credible scalp for a super middleweight right now. He absolutely is. He stopped Edgar. He's proved, no, I could deal with y'all motherfuckers. I can handle y'all motherfuckers, right? And if Canelo fought him next, Brody, I got Canelo. The fuck? I ain't stupid.
Jules, if he fought.
Yo,
who else at 168 could beat Canelo? Tell me that. Who could beat Canelo other than Bud?
I'm telling you that if they fought, and I said this in the weekend recap, that look, Crawford made him look really bad, but everybody's not Crawford. That was the perfect game plan. Perfect, bro. Everything was perfect. If you told me tomorrow, yo, Canelo versus Hamza Shiraz, Brody, I got Canelo, bro. Yeah. And that ain't no fanboy shit either. What, Hamza? You're not Terrence Crawford. You look crazy. You're not Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
none of y'all are Terrence Crawford.
You can't implement a game plan like that. Yeah, it does really take a lot to implement a game plan.
Bro, you gotta be ultra. You got to be ultra. What he did, like, it was, and it ain't glazing. No, like, bro, that dude is nice, but to really have a game plan like that, execute it, and stick to it for 36 minutes, that is the difference between the Crawfords of the world and the Spencers of the world. You see what I mean? That's the difference. Yep. Everybody can't do that. You're not gonna tell me, oh yeah, so Canelo is the hoe of no. The Canelo can still beat motherfuckers. It's just, yo, Crawford is, gotta say it, man. Yo, that's Achilles, bro. That dude is Achilles, man. He treated Canelo like Hector. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm a Canelo fanboy.
Hey, I got a question though. I got a question.
I'm a Canelo.
Well, I ain't said nothing for hours. Tell me if this is possible. If Bud is to continue to fight, even though I still think he might end up retiring when it's all said and done. 168 with Bivol, because Bivol was the person that said that he would want to fight Canelo at 168. Back surgery, lost some weight. 168 probably is an easy way to fight, and I think that fight is big enough to generate enough for him to do the fight. And then if he says 160, Turk's money stretching and actually getting the Yanni back in the Diamonds fight over the line. Bud versus Lara, winners fight each other for undisputed. Possibility range 0 to 100%. I'm saying 10%. What do you think?
I'll say this. Lara is fucking Lara. I'll say this.
Exactly.
I'll say this. Yeah, those are hypotheticals because Yanni Beck does have 2 alphabet titles and Carlos has another one. Granted, but I would sooner expect Turkey to get Crawford in the ring with Charlo than them, just because of the shit, just because of the back and forth, and I would sooner expect that than Yanni Beck. Because if he really gave a fuck about Yanni Beck, okay, you couldn't fucking get Carlos. Lara's been sitting there the whole time, gray pubes, waiting for someone to care. Make that. Make that. You know?
Nah.
But you know the PBC be rejecting fights on some stupid shit.
Bro, come on.
So
David
the Lara fight
Benavidez
isn't guaranteed.
David tossed the salad and kissed the rings, bro. David is fighting in Saudi.
Tossed the salad.
Okay, he tossed the salad. He got the croutons out. Okay, it's not even a thing anymore. Like, you motherfuckers don't have a choice but to kiss the rings. Now, you want to make some money, or you want the Con Ed builder to keep getting high, bro? What's it gonna be? Y'all got to fight.
Nah, but you are talking about Lara. That's not gonna be the issue because money is not an issue by Lara. For Lara,
bro, you could pay Lara in different colored do rags and he'll fight. Get him the yellow one,
You
the white
stupid.
one.
You are stupid.
You could pay him in do rags and wave grease. As long as he got that shit for them Miami bitches, he is cooling, bro. Like you could.
Turkey could pay for his fucking Bosley hair transplant. He would fight.
He said Bosley.
But Turkey asked about Benavidez right at 168, right? That's why I said, well, maybe not Benavidez, but
that wasn't. You think that was for Crawford? Y'all don't listen. Crawford said, "I might go to 160." That's what Crawford said. I might go to 160.
I know. I remember.
But why? There ain't nobody there for him that's going to legitimately make for an intriguing fight.
That's where the might comes in. You know, they asked him about boots. He said, "Man, I ain't going to no 54 for no boots, but I might go to 160." Maybe he picks up a belt there. I don't know. You know, right? I don't know. But if Turkey mentioned 68, that wasn't for Bud. That was for Canelo.
Yeah.
To get that was for him. And that's still a huge fight. But the other thing is I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Bud getting off those combinations, that was worrying that you're getting outfought by the little guy. Maybe I need to reevaluate. As crazy as it sounds, maybe I need to reevaluate what happens in the Benavidez fight. Maybe.
That's what I was gonna say. Benavidez at 175. Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, at 175, he's just such an ordinary fighter, and that's my main thing. That Benavidez is a really ordinary guy. You know, like there's not a lot to him. He's just a big guy. That's his thing. He's a big guy. But Canelo, if you letting Crawford tee off on you like that in the pocket, and you're not able to get off a counter in between, you can't punch in between because you're in that shell. Does that happen with Benavidez?
No, I need Canelo to retire. That's it, bro. He said it himself that his mind knew what was going on, but his body just wasn't able to react. So he's done, bro. He's cooked.
Shout out to King Lopez. Canelo could have fought David if he lost. Canelo should have fought David. If he lost to the bigger, younger guy. No shame. He really fucked up. Not all money is good money. I mean,
no.
Espera un momento, gente. Espera un momento. Let's not be comic book characters here. That dude got $100 million. That dude got $100 million. Yeah. That's why he's not worried about nothing, bro. $100 million. Yeah. He'll be all right.
He would have liked to have won, but he'll be all right. He'll be
okay.
Another thing. I understand that you guys are Americans and you really like money. I'm playing. Everyone likes money. And Charles Crawford is also American. But I think at this point, you have to admit that there is a
Yeah.
I think he's gonna.
No, la otra vaina, Leo. La otra vaina. Ese tipo del UFC, that gay shit that Real Talk likes to watch. Leo te lo puro, what's the guy's name? Temperatura, what's the guy's name?
Ilya Tempura, the shrimp.
Tempest Bledsoe. He could always do a crossover thing with that and beat the fuck out of that guy. Turkey can't make that happen? Yes, he can. I mean, yeah, you could go to 160 and fight Lara for a WBA title. Right? Yeah, you could do the conventional.
Doesn't Turkey have Dana like right there?
No.
Te lo estoy diciendo, mamahuevo, coño. That's what I'm saying.
Julius, but do you understand what you cannot understand that this motherfucker is looking for more stuff?
Bro, let me tell you something.
You're thinking about the money. Yeah, I understand.
It's
but
not
I
just
think
the money. It's not just the money. It's that, look, Crawford is a guy who, I don't like, dog, you climb the mountaintop. I can't imagine that you're still worried about, let me win this sanctioning body title at another way. Like, no, dog, you beat Canelo. At this point,
all that's left is the money.
Listen. Crawford left some Easter eggs, right? Ilya Topuria, he's the one that goes into the octagon with that song of,
soy un hombre muy honrado que me gusta la mejor.
Exactly. El mariachi. And I'm like, yo, that's long-term booking. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a crossover fight with this little nigga, and he'd get fucked up. That's it. Collect another 20 million or something, whatever.
Another Fury and Ngannou, bro. Like I could see that, because it's like, of course that go to 60, fight Yanni. But yeah, that's very ho-hum though. It's kind of ho-hum. Whereas where he's at now, he's 38, he's paid his dues. He's made history that a lot of boxers are never gonna make. I think he's gonna enter the circus phase now, for lack of a better word. They're like, go fight Temperatura, or whatever his name is, Chimichanga, whatever who he is.
Shemaya,
Jeremiah Ponce, whatever. I hate when a guy has a name I can't pronounce. It really makes me angry, bro. I see a T, a P, there's a O, I think there's a U. It's like, what is this? Is it like a kind of fruit? It makes me really fucking mad.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
No, it's Ilya Topuria. That's Topuria.
Topanga.
Tapioca.
Topuria. And he's Spaniard.
Bro.
I don't know where the fuck he got that name. He's
Bro,
Spaniard.
can you imagine? Can you imagine if it's actually Benavidez versus Bud next, bro? Terrence could be like, I beat your little brother, now I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yo, the shit is
that doesn't million paper.
Yo, the shit is that was Canelo's MO for a couple of years. He beat Hatton's brother. He beat the Cotto brothers. He
beat the Williams.
He beat one of the Charlo brothers. You know what I'm saying? Fucking people up out here.
Mosley and his cousin. He beat up Mosley and his cousin.
Everybody forgot about Steve Nelson over the weekend.
Yo,
Steven Soul Nelson, bro.
Why you
that didn't go too well for my brother. Yo, Jules, what did I tell you? That fucking Cuban looked like he was 40 years old.
Oh shit!
Motherfucker walked in there looking like Donatello and shit. Like, bro, take that shit off you.
Somebody says Steven's so old, Nelson. I lost that shit yesterday.
Yo, that's messed up. That's messed up. Steven's so old. They so cold and so old. Nelson. That ain't right. That ain't right. Why you do my dog like that?
I say that shit. Somebody else said
that. That's crazy.
Oh, fuck out. I hear.
And then when I seen him getting fucked up on the ropes, he's getting fucked up on the. He looked like somebody's uncle at the cookout, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, like in that Vanilla Ice song, instead of saying too cold, they're gonna say too old, too old.
They're too old, yo.
It's so cold.
Motherfucker
Yeah,
out there
man.
looking like an Oldsmobile and shit. He's moving
Yo, that fucking,
slow.
but yo,
That's
that
what made that hit
fucking,
more because you just take the C off his name
bro,
and that's
that
it. So
fucking Billy Martinez fight, bro. That's what boxing is all about, bro. That Billy
for
Martinez, that
real.
shit was lit.
Well, we all said it was going to be a damn good fight, and it ended up living up to the billing.
That
You
supposed to
know what
been
I'm
a cold
saying?
man.
That was a
But
scrap.
and I think that new people that come to this channel probably wonder why I have a fondness and deep veneration for pressure fighters. It's because whether they win or they lose, they make the night. Whether they win or they lose, Shakur's fight was only entertaining because of William. That's why the fight was fun to watch. That fight yesterday, that was an amazing fight, but it's because Billy wouldn't quit. He wouldn't give up. Like, bro, fall down, bro. What the fuck? Wouldn't give up. Pressure fighters make fights fun, whether they win or they lose. They make fights fun. So I'm
And
not
I'll
But
gonna
why
say
don't you
this:
like Pitbull
Lester
then? Why
proved
don't
that
you
he
like
had a
Pitbull?
chin.
not because he's trash though. Like he's like
Because he's the
really
lowest form of a pressure fighter, the one-dimensional brawl.
that dude is got like that dude is like for real trash. Like he got two punches, haymaker and haymaker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all he throws. Haymaker.
You
You know
can
what I'm
only go
saying?
one way. That's
Bolo
why.
punches.
For real. You know what I'm saying? But that was a great fight. I don't know why people were complaining about Callum Walsh. I thought he fought his. That was a great fight. I don't know. I
He
like that
he beat
fight.
Vargas's ass easy. That
You know
wasn't
what it
even
is?
a
It's
real
because
He
he
competitive
got
coached
fight.
it instead
the
of
money from
finishing,
Mirage,
trying to finish the job.
of all people.
Shout out to
Oh,
Mirage. Do you still think Nelson is the second best super middleweight in the world? No, not anymore. People are allowed to change their mind. What the fuck? Motherfucker acting like I can't change my mind. So what are you wearing? Last week's underwear, motherfucker? You don't change? It
Probably.
happens and you change.
He
Motherfucker.
probably say Benavidez
Jules,
on
I'd
it.
like to see
He's
him
probably
send a
sitting
super.
he's probably sitting in his apartment with the lights off in the dark with his dick out, sending me Australian money and shit. So Julius, what the fuck?
I'd like to see him send you a super chat after November 22nd. See what he says then.
I'll tell you what, dog. If yeah,
Hey, what if
these shit
what if
talking
Benavidez gets
motherfuckers, don't let Anthony win that fight, Mirage.
We'll
Don't
what if
let
Benavidez gets
Anthony
knocked the fuck out?
win that
never see Mirage
fucking
again.
fight. Cause I swear I'm gonna come to Sydney, bro. I'm gonna talk to Ebony Bridges. I'm gonna find you, bro. Don't let Anthony win that fight, bro.
he said, I'm going to talk to Anthony Bridges. I'm going to find you.
I'm saying shit on WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But yeah, man, that fucking Callum Walsh. Wow, I liked what I saw.
I told you, Jules, that motherfucker could fight. He wasn't no
And
bum.
yeah, like he got power though. Like credit to Vargas though, because Vargas took like 1,000,000 body shots and he took them shits. You know, he didn't go down. He took them shits. Like he's durable. I give him that. But Callum, yeah, he got some shit. He got some shit. I wouldn't mind seeing more of that kid. That was the Franklin fight. What a fucking robbery.
Dud.
Yep.
What a dud robbery.
Wow.
You
Because
know
the
what he
other
did?
dude wasn't that good either. He was a shell of himself after 6
He
rounds.
wasn't. No, he wasn't. But damn, like, come on, like that dude won 8 rounds, bro. Like
Yeah.
he won like 8 rounds, bro.
You know why they done that, right? They did that to line him up with a timer.
Not
I
because
don't know. I don't think so now.
I don't
Yeah.
think if they did that, it is to line them up for somebody. That I agree, but not Moses, because Moses about to fight the Cuban for IBF eliminator. He about to fight Frankie Sanchez, that's still 27.
Wow.
Yeah, he about to fight him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but after that, because I don't think Itama is not going to fight for a title. I don't think, even if Usyk vacates the IBF, he's not going to take a title right now. I don't think he wants mandatories and all that shit. I don't think Warren wants that for him for now. So
Does
yeah, it's
Usyk
going to be
fight
Cuban, because they already talk about that.
Yeah, but then why would he be fighting? Yeah, but if they didn't want that for him, right? Why would they be going the IBF route? Why would you be fighting in the IBF eliminator? Why would you be fighting a Cuban heavyweight that nobody want to watch? Why?
Is he about to get a title soon?
He's gonna get it. Okay. I don't think they're talking about fighting big names or well-known names by now. You talking about Joe? I think they're doing the right thing.
It's coming soon. Give it 2 fights and then it's on. I
agree.
I don't even know if
agree with
Usyk
that.
going to fight again still. I'm still on the fence.
I agree. You know why I agree with that? Because look at what he's doing with Fabio. Fabio don't need to be in that Parker fight, dog. He don't need that shit, but they doing it. And Moses got a higher ceiling than Fabio. So yeah, I think they do want to get him a title. I think they do. Not for Usyk, but after Usyk leave.
I don't think that this or next year, I don't think they're gonna get a title. Maybe at the end of the year, the next year. But yeah, it's gonna be I don't think Itama is gonna fight the Caballero or these other guys.
No. Not, bro, nobody's just gonna be out here fighting Caballero. Ain't nobody just gonna be doing that. If anything,
there'll be
that's
a
probably
unification in 27.
If Joseph gets the BO, and I think he will, because I have him beating Fabio, and Caballero gets the BC, those will be the 2 guys that unify. Those will be the 2 guys that do it. Joseph is probably the only one who'd be willing to take that fight, because Joseph will fight anybody. That's proven. But Moses ain't gonna do. He ain't gonna put Moses in there with that guy.
But okay, if you're Frank, what would be the plan with Tama and having Daniel Dubois on the picture also?
I don't rule that out. They got to do something with Daniel. I don't rule that out. I'm expecting a Talma versus Dubois. Like, yeah.
Okay, but under what circumstances? Dubois as a challenger, or you're gonna get attacked?
Yes. Look. You get Moses the red belt, and what's the fucking angle? Daniel wants his belt back. Moses, I want my belt, and that's the fucking trailer, bro.
Well, it won't be vital for Daniel to get a belt by his own. Can he win another belt besides the IBF?
The other routes are more perilous. The IBF is more safe for Moses. The other routes are more perilous.
You're talking about more dangerous for Italma?
Relatively, yes. It's more dangerous for you to fight Joseph Parker than it is for you to fight fucking Frankie Sanchez. It's more dangerous for you to fight Agit Caballero than it is for you to fight fucking Frankie Sanchez.
No, I'm talking about Daniel.
If Daniel.
Italma, yeah. But if Italma is gonna get the IBF, one way or another. If Daniel Dubois wants the title that he's in the IBF, what will it be? WBO, WBA?
If they can. Because Pulev has the BA Reggie.
Oh, this Pulev still has that fucking.
Wait, but has that fight even happened yet, Jules? I thought they were fighting for a vacant Reggie.
No.
Pulev has
the Reggie.
Fighting for a vacant Reggie. That's
Don King said that Michael Hunter gonna do it. He gonna go through with it. That's why he didn't fight Miller. And they gonna do that in Miami.
Oh, okay, can you talk a little bit about that? What was happening with Michael Hunter and
the shit is that Michael Hunter, to make a long story short, Michael Hunter must have got desperate because he came to some kind of an arrangement with Don King. And I think he had at least one fight on a Don King promotion show. So the deal for Miller comes around, and he wants to take it. It's for a lot of money. And Don sends out cease and desist letters that no, he's not at liberty to fight Jarrell Miller because he's being promoted by Don King. Fast forward, Hunter doesn't fight Miller. So Don must have been right because you didn't have the fight. Wow, that was supposed to be for yesterday, right, Leo? Miller versus Hunter was supposed to be for this show. So basically, you didn't fight because Don didn't let you fight. And 2-3 weeks ago, Don said, they're moving forward with Hunter versus Pulev for the WBA Reggie.
That's
what he said.
You're telling me that Michael Hunter signed something with Don King? He signed a piece of paper for... Oh, shit.
I'm telling you that Michael Hunter is retarded without telling you that he's retarded. Who the fuck signs to Don King in 2025?
To sign up to fight fucking Pulev for a vacant Reggie. That's crazy.
It's not a box of Converse in front of 3 people.
So, Jules, you still think Spence ain't coming back?
I mean, I saw the pictures, bro, but in fairness, there were pictures posted last year. Let's be honest. There were training pictures, and all these things they're saying now, they said them last year too. Saying it's not. I'm not making it up. They did this already. Spence back in.
I do remember when they showed training footage like he was coming back one time. I do remember that.
Spence is back in the gym, yo. He back in the lab, yo. This is a yearly thing now, like the groundhog seeing the shadow and shit. Spence back in the lab, yo. Spence back in the lab, yo.
So Errol Spence is Puxatawny Phil, Jules?
Do you remember when Boots was having promised to get a fight, and he posted a Twitter post, and every time the fight got rescheduled, he posted the same fucking post.
Yes, he copied and pasted the same shit. Fight news coming, yo. Fight news coming, yo. Fight news coming, yo. It's like,
the same emails and all that shit.
Same everything. I'm like, yo, look, Spence is back in the lab. All right, bro. Spence back in the lab. All right. All right, then. I don't know.
Doing what? Doing meth?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what is he cooking? Meth? Cooking crack? What is he doing? What is he in the lab doing?
Well, that fight between him and fucking Charlo makes sense. The battle of the 2 drunks.
I know.
Wow.
The shit is, my main thing is the money. Why? Spence, why you coming back? Because I know you don't want to fight. Why you coming back? Charlo, why you money? All right, and I'm like, yo, does Spence versus Charlo make money? Does it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
They make them a couple M's.
It must be for both of them to agree to it.
What did they agree to? There's no contract. There's no fight date. This is shit.
Ain't nothing but talking.
Ain't nothing but talking.
It's rumored.
All right, then
confirmed rumors.
Basically.
It's confirmed rumors. That's what it is.
It's based on a true story, Ignacio, is what it is.
Based on actual events, Jewel?
It's one step above an unconfirmed rumor, so it ain't nothing set in stone, but at least it ain't an unconfirmed rumor. It's a confirmed rumor.
And it's supposed to be, and once again, I am to believe that off of 2 years of inactivity and a really bad beating, because you're sparring Mighty Mo Hooker, because that's who you're sparring in the pitch. Sparring Mighty Mo. You really gonna fight Charlo? No lube, straight.
Yeah, but Charlo been out just as long.
Yeah, but Charlo.
He been out just as long.
Charlo ain't the one who got beaten half to death, though, is he?
Yeah, but he's the one that turned into a gazelle only, though.
Can I be? Who honestly gives a shit about that fight?
Nothing.
There's people that do. I'll watch it if they make it.
Wait. Here's the fucking irony. That's coming from the guy that lives in Texas who said that fucking shit.
I was in the gym with Earl, and I'm like, y'all are mid-30s, haven't fought, coming off L's. Like, who gives a shit?
I don't even want to see that shit. Stop peeing so loud, Leo. Shit.
Wow.
Damn. But yeah, like, when they said that shit, you know, like, was I supposed to jump out my seat? Charlo for spit. Oh shit.
Let's do the Texas 2-step.
It's like, okay, cool. I watch it if they make it though.
Like, bro, like if they, honestly, if they made it, would I watch it? Yeah, I would watch it. If it's a pay-per-view, yeah, I would probably buy it just so I could flip it. Cause, yo, I ain't even gonna tell y'all what I made yesterday. That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, you made a bunch.
Congratulations. He made a rack on rack on rack.
Right. So I would flip it and watch it, but who's excited about them guys, dog? Like that's not organic. Like, You want people. Look at how long it took George when he came back. It took like 8 fights. He had like 8 fights before he would fight in an eliminator to line up for a title. It took George a while to really establish himself when he came back. Errol, this is not a comeback. This looks like a cash out. If the first thing you do is fight Charlo after 2 years in, that looked like a cash out, homie. It looked like the horses need hay.
Let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this. You get to choose between which fight you want to watch. You get to see Charlo versus Spence next year, or you get to watch Joshua versus Tyson next year. Which one you picking?
Bro, Joshua versus Tyson. It's not even close.
And all 4 are coming off of losses. You know, it's like it's no brainer.
Just because there's more. Like Joshua versus Tyson is an organic domestic rivalry, years in the making. It's not about some fucking belt, some sanctioning body. It's about I just always wanted to fuck you up, right? That's that kind of fight. That has good night of boxing written all over it. Spence and Charlo is depressing, bro. That's like talking about the economy or something.
That's like literally watching Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz fight again after like 6 years.
It's like buying Andre
it's a rematch
Ward's
of
New York Times bestseller, bro. Son of God.
who did Berto fight recently?
Fucking
Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, it's like that, huh? Guerrero versus Berto.
Yeah, and that recently was low key a long time ago, bro.
That's a couple of years.
That was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's not recently.
You talking about Robert? You talking about their rematch? That was 2 years ago.
When they both were 40.
Their rematch was like a year, 2 years ago. But before that, it was like 14. It's crazy. Like it is crazy though. Like there's a lot of years in between the first fight and the second one. Like why did y'all do this? Who was asking for this? All right,
man.
You figure that Robert Guerrero's at home. And he's probably, I don't know, he's probably eating some carne asada and he gets the fucking call, yo, Robert, you want to make some money? Because it's like, I didn't even know Robert, no, Robert was actually still fighting. It was Andre that was not fighting. Andre had not fought in years, but Robert had a couple of tune-ups going into that. And Berto, I don't know what the fuck Berto be doing, man.
Yeah, but if we're going to be fair, that first fight was a very good fight.
Yeah, but it was ages ago. Yeah, it was.
Didn't Robert have like a son supposedly already boxing?
Mm-hmm.
Nepo baby.
Nah, bro. Robert Guerrero doesn't have any kids that are in boxing. He has, I think, nothing but girls. He has daughters.
Somebody legit. Somebody had their son, and it was a junior too, but it was like it wasn't Fernando Vargas. It was
Emiliano.
No. It was another. I thought it was Robert.
Nah, Guerrero, like I said, Guerrero doesn't have sons. He has daughters.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, yo.
Me neither. I don't know.
That was a. I did enjoy the card though. I did enjoy the card. It was a good card. A Billy versus Martinez for me is fight of the year until further notice. That's fight of the year. That was epic. Fighter of the year. How could you not give it to Terrence?
No, it's Terrence. Hands down.
How could you not give it to
Terrence?
No.
Who is gonna do something better than Terrence?
Nobody.
No,
on that note, I'm fucking old and sleepy, and I'm going to sleep, gentlemen. I will be going live again tomorrow. We're gonna talk more shit. I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Good night,
Peace.
Night, fellas.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to talk.